The Peugeot 2008 is one of Peugeot's best-selling models in Ireland. It's been a huge success for the brand, and now it's had a little bit of an update and is expected in Ireland before the end of the year. It gets a bold new design and also more technology. But it's the e-2008, the electric version, that gets the biggest change, with a new 54 kilowatt hour battery and a range of over 400 kilometres. So let's take a closer look. The 2008 gets a new look for 2023, so they've made it a little bit more aggressive looking than before. There's new lights and this new 3-claw lighting signature here in the bumper. This is a new Peugeot signature light, so we're going to see that rolled out across some other models like the latest 508 as well. And then when it comes to the grille, this is wider than before and it's got a different pattern. It's a little bit more flared than the previous version of this car. And then in the centre there's the new Lion Shield logo as well. And then we have 2008 spelled out here across the bonnet, but it's in a different font than before and also finished in grey. So it looks really stylish, it looks very aggressive as well for this small SUV segment. Alloy wheel sizes are available from 16 to 18 inch and there's some new alloy wheel designs for this latest 2008. There's also a new E badge for this E2008. It's a little bit more modern. We have black wing mirror caps as standard now across the 2008 range. There's also a black contrast roof available on this top of the range GT model. So it's really cool and really striking car. And when it comes to charging, we have AC charging available up to 11 kilowatt. Now that's optional. The standard is 7.4 kilowatt, and then DC fast charging up to 100 kilowatts. So you could get to an 80% battery charge in about 30 minutes. There are a few more subtle changes to the back of this latest 2008. So Peugeot is now spelled out across the back of the boot. There used to be a logo here. They've also updated the lights, so they have a new design as well. So it just makes it a little bit more modern looking. Then there's a new script here for E2008. But what about practicality? Well, there's 434 litres, which is very good for this size of car. And there's also a little bit of underfloor storage here as well for your charging cables. This sill is nice and low and flat as well. So generally this is a very practical sized boot for a small electric SUV. Here in the back of the 2008, it does feel very spacious for this class of vehicle. So I've got plenty of legroom and also plenty of headroom as well. So it is very generously sized. It does feel spacious, and this middle seat is actually a decent enough size as well. And there is a flat space here for the middle seat passenger to rest their feet. There's also a few USB ports. There's no center armrest, but generally, this is a really nice place to be here in the back of the 2008. So this car could certainly cope very well as a small family car. Over the last few years, Peugeot has really been moving up market, and you certainly see that here in the cabin of the 2008 because it feels like one of the most upmarket of the small SUVs on sale. There's lots of nice materials in here. This GT model gets these really nice Alcantara seats. There's lots of stylish gloss black here as well in the cabin, and some other nice trim elements here in the dash. You also get this contrast lime stitching, so it does feel very vibrant and very youthful as well here in the cabin of the 2008. For this latest version, they have updated the seat upholsteries, and they've also of course updated the logo here on the steering wheel. They've updated the digital instrument cluster a little bit as well. This GT model gets a 3D element to that. And then you also get the 10-inch touchscreen now across the range. So that used to be reserved for the top of the range models, but now it's standard on all 2008s. So that's a really welcome addition as well. The car does come well equipped. Now we will have to wait until this car officially goes on sale in Ireland before the end of the year for the full Irish specs, but this one has lots of equipment like heated seats. You get all this digital tech on board as well. These really nice seats, they're electrically adjustable. So there's lots of high-tech high-end features on this 2008, but generally it's a really nice cabin, very well made, a good feeling of quality and refinement inside this car. Peugeot 2008 goes on sale with petrol engines and also as an all-electric e-2008, and we can expect a mild hybrid to join the range in 2024. The petrol engines are the same as before, so it's based around a 1.2 litre turbocharged petrol engine with either 100 horsepower or 130 horsepower, and there's a 6-speed manual gearbox or an 8-speed automatic for that version with 130 horsepower. The e-2008 gets a much more significant change because it has a new 54 kilowatt hour battery with a range of up to 406 kilometers measured by WLTP, and that's up from about 345 kilometers in the previous e-2008. So it just gives you a little bit more comfort between battery charges. I think it's significant to hit that 400 kilometers mark in this car. It's plenty of electric driving between charges, so for most people that's plenty of range. And of course you also have DC fast charging, so if you stop on the motorway you can get an 80% battery charge in about 30 minutes. There's a new 156 horsepower motor that sends power to the front wheels, so power is up and performance is good in this car. It does feel swift and agile, so certainly competitive in terms of the performance and how it feels on the road as well. It's a really nice car to drive. Peugeot is of course on a charge to going all electric by 2030. The e-208 and the e-2008 were their first electric models when they launched back in 2020 in Ireland. So this new update just gives you that little bit more battery range between charges. It is significant to have over 400 kilometers, and there is more electric cars coming from Peugeot. They're really on a charge now, so we can expect an electric 308, an electric 408, and even next generations of the 3008 and 5008 are going to be all electric as well. But this e-2008 gives them presence in that compact electric SUV space, where there is a lot of competitors, but this e-2008 certainly stands out for its quality and there's a really nice feel on the road. It's very well insulated, there's not too much noise here in the cabin of the e-2008. It also rides very well, so it's well damped for an electric car. There's no jolts or too much firmness over rough surfaces. So it's a nice, comfortable, compliant ride as well. In terms of pricing, that will be confirmed closer to launch, but if you look at the current range, the petrol starts from about €30,000 and the electric version starts from about €35,000. So you are paying a premium for the electric version, but I think the driving experience is better. There's more power, it's much smoother. So there's certainly benefits to going electric at this time. It handles in a very natural way. So the petrols are always feel quite lively on the road, but in terms of the handling, this is very similar. You're not really aware of too much battery weight in this car. It handles in a natural way. The steering is nice and fluid. You've got this small compact steering wheel as well, so it feels really agile on the road. It's really nice to drive. So it's a great little electric small SUV. It's a great electric car to start with. Great for town driving, but it can also handle those bigger roads as well. There's a number of different driving modes as well, so you can alter the performance of the car somewhat. There's an eco mode, which will help you to get the most out of your battery, and then there's also a sport mode, and that gives you a bit more of an aggressive throttle. It makes the performance a little bit livelier, so it's handy for overtaking manoeuvres. You've also got a B mode, and that maximises the regenerative braking in the car, so feeding more energy back into your battery. So that's all from my first drive of the updated Peugeot 2008 from Malaga here at the European press launch of this car. Haven't been too many updates in terms of the interior. Probably most of it's out on the outside of the car. It looks a little bit more stylish and aggressive than before. It is a very handsome car. Inside, a few little updates to technology, a little bit more equipment like that 10-inch screen. The on-the-road performance is very nice. It is a good car to drive. And I think that extra battery range really does make a difference to this e-2008. But I look forward to spending more time with this car when it arrives in Ireland. You can read more about the new Peugeot e-2008 over on Carzone.ie. I've left a link in the description below the video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.